My name is Somashekar, course faculty for this course. Now, can you please tell me what is the difference between these two walls, what I have shown here? At least identify some of the features involved in the two walls. All the ISO symbol looks same, friends. Please understand. Here you will see this valve is a closed one. This is an opened one now. You will see opened one. Then this is also adjustable type spring. This is also adjustable type of spring. This is also having the P port and T port. It is also having the P port and a T port, whatever it is. Two ports are there. But you will see now here it is monitoring the pressure from the upstream. When it is measuring the pressure from the upstream to open the valve, it is a pressure relief valve. Immediately how to tell. But here you will see it will reach the pressure from the downstream to close the valve. This is to open the valve, pilot line. This is pilot line to close the valve. Correct? Then can you please tell me what is this valve? This valve is pressure relief valve. Also you will remember the both ends are subjected to the pressure differential always. Always oil will leak. That is what you will call internal drain. That is why it is having one more drain line connected to the tank during the operation also. This is happened due to the delta P at the valve. This is known as pressure reducing valve. Now I will show you the constructional feature of pressure reducing valve. Always it is an open type. You will see now always from the reduced pressure line to main line it is always a opened. This setting again I am set the pressure how much you want. Once this pressure is increased then it will close. Beginning it is opened. All looks same, friends, you will see. Once always it will close. Now it will close it. Now you will see the one application in which I am using this pressure reducing valve here, correct, and relief valve here. The pressure settings you will see here, pressure relief valve 300 bar, always a maximum pressure in the whole circuit, which will controls the pump. And here you will see I am controlling the pressure in the cylinder 2. That is why I am using the pressure reducing valve here. Here I am setting the pressure 100 bar. Can you please tell me how it will work? Again I am controlling cylinder 1 and cylinder 2 using 4/3 direction control valve, the closed neutral or a center, push button actuation and a spring centered valve it is. Then what happens, friends? You will see when I will press this button and this button, both the cylinder 1 and cylinder 2 receives the flow from the pump, because this valve will also opened. Then as long as the pressure is below the 100 bar, this cylinder 2 and cylinder 1 both receives the flow. After reaching the destination, the pressure starts building here. Then what happens? Once crosses the 100 bar, what happens? This will close. Still cylinder 2 is receiving the flow from this. Then it will do the complete task. This type of circuits are used simply in case of holding and pressing operation. Meaning cylinder 2 will go and holds the workpiece. Once the pressure starts building to 100 bar, no flow, it is holding that one only. But cylinder 2 is coming from the top and pressing, doing the work, because it is receiving the flow until how much it is? 300 bar setting. Correct? This reducing valve will restrict how much pressure you want in the branch circuit. If you want to control one more cylinder 3 for 50 bar, again you will use one more pressure reducing valve. If you use as many as pressure reducing valve, they will control the pressure level in different circuit, different pressure, but only one power pack of the 300 bar, what I have shown here. Then can you please tell me what is this, what I have shown you here? Please critically see this. Here it is also closed valve. Two ports are there, pressure port and tank port, adjustable type. Then you will see dotted is there, drain, external drain it is. I will tell you what is this, connected to the tank. Then what happens here, some more thing is there, friends, tell me now. Here you will see one NRV is there, non-return valve is there, which is parallelly connected here. The whole together is known as sequence valve. What is a sequence valve? This is a pressure relief valve, along with the NRV is a sequence valve. This is used whenever the sequencing of cylinder operation is required. Let us will see. The sequence valve is a pressure control valve that is used to force two actuator to be operated in sequence. Instead of sending flow back to the tank, however, a sequence valve allows the flow to a branch circuit when a preset pressure is reached. Sequence valve, same here you will see here the some arrangement, the puppet type of arrangement is there here, what NRV arrangement, then it is similar, same drain line is there, okay, all are same here, the pilot line is coming through here. Constructional feature is same, correct friends? Now let us will see, I will explain this valve in one application. One, I am using the cylinder 1, horizontally mounted cylinder, double acting cylinder, and vertically mounted one more cylinder. This what we will call the clamping cylinder, clamping the workpiece, and this is the punching cylinder. And here I used one sequence valve. Now let us will see, friends, how this will operate. Again, to control this, I am using the 4x3 closed center push button actuation spring center valve, and this is a relief valve setting. As I have told you, power source is always a pump line which is controlled using the pressure relief valve. 350 bar maximum pressure setting, it may not required, but here sequence pressure valve setting you have to do here. For example, 100 bar or 150 bar, whatever you want, you will set it here. This is different from this. This is controlling the whole circuits. This is controlling only for this. Let us will see now how this will operate. When I will press this button, what happens, friends? After pressing the left button, what happens to the circuit you will see. As I have told you here, when you will press this, flow is coming here, it will go here, but it is closed valve. Then it will not pass through the NRV also. Then flow is coming back, then only cylinder 1 starts moving in the parallel configuration. Cylinder 2 will not move, then it starts moving, correct? Sequence valve is closed, opens only when the set pressure is reached. After the cylinder 1 is completely extended and holds the workpiece, then what happens? The pressure starts building here in the line. The pressure starts building in the line and makes the pressure in the line is more than the pressure setting in the sequence valve. Once the pressure is higher than what you will set, valve will opens. Then what happens, friends? This cylinder 2 starts moving downward. Correct? Cylinder 2 starts moving downwards to punch the workpiece. See here, starts moving down. Cylinder 2 compresses the workpiece and completes its task. Then what we will do now, friends? Now pressure starts building until 4x3 valve will change to crossed configuration. Extreme end you have to be very careful. After doing the operation, if you will not change here, pressure start building in the line. Until how much? Until 350 bar. So immediately you will push this button, right button. Once the right side DCV is pushed, pressed, the flow diverts to, see here, and the rod side it will go. Flow will go to the rod side. But only one thing you will see here, friends, whatever the flow is there at the head side, here in sequence valve you will see it will not go through the valve, it will bypass through the NRV, move very fast here. Here only through the valve whatever it is kept open, how the valve is designed. Here it will move faster than this cylinder. The fluid present in the head side of the cylinder 1 is passed to the tank through the return line, while the fluid present in the head side of the cylinder 2 is bypassed through the NRV of the sequence valve. Correct? Now, can you please think now what happens now in this circuit? Now, what is there, friends, here? Now, double acting cylinder connected to the heavy weight. I have shown you here heavy weight vertically mounted. This is controlled through the 4/3 DCV. And same again here the power source and a pressure relief valve. Now, please note here, friends, how to realize this. Cylinder is mounted vertically with the load. Please understand this. It is controlled by 4/3 DCV, which is a closed center push button actuation spring center. That is why two stiff springs at the end of the spool. Now, what happens, friends, here? When the DCV is shifted to the left configuration, the pump flow is going to the head side. And what happens? From the tail side, it is going to the tank. The load should move, correct? As we know that the velocity of the cylinder or the actuator is based on the flow rate. This is a condition, meaning what? V equal to Q by A. How much flow is coming? It should move with that velocity. Is it happens here? No. Why? Because the heavy load is there, meaning load will drives the cylinder instead of cylinder drives the load. Then it will go and hit to the ground. This is not the case. See, here cylinder is accelerating very quickly with the flow rate at the head side and the heavy weight attached to the rod side. So, the weight is driving the cylinder and causing the cylinder to accelerate too quickly. This can cause a damage to the load or even to the cylinder itself when the load is stopped quickly at the end of the travel. This is not the case. How to overcome this? This is a question mark now, correct? This can be remedied by placing the counterbalance valve on the rod side. Where you want, you will see now. I am placing here the counterbalance valve at the rod end as shown in the figure here. What is this? You will see, friends, here counterbalance valve is similar to previous one, meaning it is a pressure relief valve. Parallel to this NRV is there, then internal drain. As I have told you, are subjected to high pressure, always oil will leak. The one more drain port is provided to divert the drained oil to the tank. Counterbalance valve I am placing here. Now, when the DCV is shifted to the left position, cylinder will not extend until the preset pressure in the rod side will increase. As because you will see here, whatever the flow is there, it will come here, the valve is closed one. It will not pass through the valve or through the check valve. Until how much? How much pressure you are setting here in a counterbalance valve, how much pressure you are setting. You will create the back pressure here to lower the load very, very slowly. That is why it is counterbalance valve is used, which is a closed one, closed type. This provides, that is why this provides the back pressure against the rod end of the piston, which acts to stabilize the downward moment of the cylinder. After building the sufficient pressure at the rod end, this valve gets open, correct, and then load is lowered very slowly as seen in the next figure, as because counterbalance valve opened position. You will see now it is opened. In this figure you will see the valve is opened, oil is going to tank, meaning here already the back pressure is there. It will lowers the load very slowly. But when we will shift to this button, meaning right side button, what happen? You will see the pump flow is coming here, and here you will see, friends, it is bypassed through the NRV to the here. Then whatever the flow is there, again it will pass through this, meaning the counterbalance valve will bypass the flow in the crossed configuration, then load will be lifted up very quickly. No need to worry. A counterbalance valve has an internal drain, unlike the sequence valve which has an external drain there. Also please remember, friends, here you no need to monitor or open the valve, you can read from the remote sensing. Now you will see I am reading the head side pressure, not from the tail side pressure. This is also allowed, remote sensing. Counterbalance valve can also be operated remotely, as in this circuit the pressure is being sensed in the cap end. The setting of the counterbalance valve will depend on the magnitude of the weight being lowered. Just as with a sequence valve, this setting should be as low as possible, because the pressure drop across the counterbalance valve is wasted energy that is converted to heat, as we know already. The setting for any particular circuit is determined by trial and error and must be adjusted if the weight is changed. This setting, how much you have to create the back pressure is based on the magnitude of the load. This will be adjusted manually by the maintenance people. You no need to worry for that. Similar to previous one, same it is what you are seeing sequence valve. No, see here, this is a pressure relief valve along with the check valve, it is there. Now I am writing the brake valve. Then what is this brake valve? I am controlling the, see here, friends, the bidirectional motor, hydraulic motor or a pneumatic motor control, anything. So likewise, counterbalance valves, brake valves can use to prevent loads from accelerating unconditionally. So counterbalance valves used with cylinders, brake valves are used with hydraulic or pneumatic motors. If you are controlling the motor, it is known as a brake valve. If you are controlling the cylinder, it is known as counterbalance valve. Brake valves are most commonly used in the circuit in which the motor must lower a large weight. Example, a winch applications. Now quickly I will show you the constructional details of this brake valve. As you see here, the brake valve is normally closed. Please understand, normally closed. Here the inlet, outlet is always closed using the spool valve here, which is adjusted using the spring. The spring adjustment you will do when the valve will open. Correct? Now it is closed one, it is. Here you will see, friends, here other side you will see very carefully. In the brake valve, it is a NRV, non-return valve position. And here you will see, friends, there are the two pilot lines are there. It is an external pilot line. You will see here red one, external pilot line acts over the larger area of the spool. And for the smaller area, one more is there, what I will call internal pilot pressure. Internal pilot pressure is from the inlet line. This is external pilot line from the external. You will see, friends, this area, smaller piston, whatever you will call, this and the larger area of the piston, it is 8:1. This is 8 times bigger than this. Please understand this. The brake valve, it is a larger piston. This area is 8 times bigger than the smaller piston area. Then this is as usual the NRV. Let us will see hydraulic motor in running mode how it will be. Running mode means you will see friends, now I am using the same valve here, same valve. In running mode means this is the pump, pressure compensated pump, the relief valve, pressure relief valve. I am monitoring the pressure here. Here it is a solenoid operated. Now you will see the open type friends, open type, spring centered, open type. Here it is a parallel configuration, crossed configuration. How it is operating? Using the solenoids. Now we will see in the parallel configuration what we will call the flow is coming, pump flow is coming here, it will go here and it will rotate the motor clockwise, and here I am setting the 100 plus psi it is. Here I am pressure setting I will do in the valve is 800 psi. When you will see friends here, the oil from here should go to the tank provided this will open, correct, because this valve is always null position closed. For this what I will do here, as I have told you, I am tapping here the pressure, you will see this is a pilot line, then it is acting on the larger area. It is 100 bar means it is a 1 is to 800, 800 bar pressure is there, which is more than this, then it will be opened always. Running mode. Running mode means flow will come, go, flow will come, go. But in between what is there? Brake valve is there. Brake valve should open. How it is? Using the pilot line. Pilot line is acting over the larger area. But in brake mode means when it will shift to the center position, what happens when you will move to center position, it is an open center, oil or whatever the oil is there, it will go to the tank, meaning you will get on the zero pressure here. Correct? When zero pressure is there, what happen? Again this will push back. Back pressure will start building here. Also you will remember friends, here this pressure is coming to this. Correct? It is a brake mode, braking mode. Slowly load will come to the null positions. Please understand this. In the here. Correct? In reverse mode means here, in reversing mode what happens? When you will move here, hydraulic pressure line will come here, it will bypass, you will see now it will bypass. Through NRV it will go here, it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Then it will go to the tank. No braking in the reversing mode. If you want to make the reversing mode also breakable, then what you will do? One more valve like this, you have to place it here. Then it is possible to reversing mode also you have to break it, otherwise not possible. Then I will show you one more thing, braking with cross port relief valve for both DCV positions. Here you will see friends, the arrangement you will see here. Again here it is I am using the tandem center, P is connecting to tank, and middle position A and B are blocked. Then solenoid actuation, parallel configuration, crossed configuration, and a spring centered. Here you will see there are the two piloting is there, pilot valve. The running mode what happens, you will see braking with the cross port configuration. What happens here, you will see when it is parallel configuration, oil will enter here, it will go here, it will rotate. Then oil will come here, it will go directly to the tank. No need to worry in running mode. Correct here? Now you will see when I will move immediately to the center position. What happens, you will see now at the center position, the flow is coming here, you stopped immediately, it will come here, then it will go here, but it is closed. Then what happened? It will recirculate. Slowly the motor will come to the halt positions, it will recirculate. when I am moving from parallel to middle position. Similarly, counterclockwise you will see friends, counterclockwise what happen? When you will shift here, the oil is coming here and it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. The flow coming here, it will goes to the tank. Again immediately will shift to the middle position. What happened? You will see what happened, it is rotating anti-clockwise, the flow is coming here, it will not go here because it is closed. Then what happened? Through this it will recirculate here. Again braking is possible when in the both crossed as well as the open configuration. Correct? You have seen various types of pressure control valves. Quickly I will tell you, when you are buying the pressure control valves, the main thing you have to consider are the maximum pressure, maximum flow rate, filtration level, fluid type and viscosity range, then physical size, mounting and porting configurations. Now quickly I will conclude today's lecture. Today we have discussed in detail the following: pressure control valves, basically pressure relief valve, unloading valve, pressure reducing valve, sequence valve, counterbalance valve, brake valve and valve specifications. Okay friends, we will stop now and see you all in the next class. Until then, bye bye. Thank you one and all for your kind attention. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu.